What's up, everybody? The Ruinous Effigy is rumored to be released very soon, probably tomorrow at Reset. So this is being pre-recorded. I thought I would make a video to show all Savathun eye locations because this gun will be used to destroy those. Not sure what happens once you actually destroy all of them. I do not pay attention to data mine information and all that. Maybe you'll get the catalyst from that, from shooting all 50. Don't know. We'll find out. But just in case you want to be, you know, a completionist and destroy all the eyes anyway, here's the video for that. I'm going to make a separate video for the actual exotic weapon obtaining, in case anybody's curious. That'll be a whole separate thing, because this will be 50 eyes. It'll be pretty long. I don't want to do, like, a combination of both, and it'll be, like, an hour long, you know? So, splitting it up. So, we're going to start with the Moon on Titan, or rather, the Moon Titan. And we're going to go in chronological order, which means we're going to go Titan, Mars, Io, Mercury, and then finally the Prophecy Dungeon. So, we're going to start at the beginning on Titan, which is Siren's Watch. The first eye will be located to the right of Sloane. So you just go past her right over here, and there is your first eye. Again, you have to use the trace rifle to kill this, that's why it's showing immune now. And let's move on to number 2. From eye number 1, you're going to head out the door right under it, and then make a right. Go downstairs over here. And then, once you're in this little gap, look upwards. And then there will be eye number 2. For number 2, you're going to turn around backwards from where you came. And you're going to go head towards the sinking docks, which is this hallway right here. Once you're in, just look up in this room right here, and there's number 3. Once you're done getting the third one, head back to the Siren's Watch spawn, and from spawn, you're going to go to the Methane Flush Lost Sector. If you don't know where that is, I'll just show you real quick. This is the entrance, and just head down here. Now, there's going to be ads, obviously, here. You're going to want to clear those if you want. Up to you. However, I'm just going to go straight to the eye instead of killing ads. So, once you're in this main room for Methane Flush... Alright, let's just kill the Shriekers because they're annoying. So, you're in the middle of the room, dead center, right here. All these enemies here, kill them, do whatever you want. And then, you're going to look upwards in the ceiling. In fact, just stand on this canister. And you can see the eye right there. Kind of hard to spot, but that's probably your best angle right there. There it is. Once again, Methane Flush, Lost Sector. That's number 4. Let's move on. Moving on, you're going to teleport to the rig next, which is the second area on Titan. And from spawn, you're going to head directly center. This is where the public event area takes place. And you will look up in the ceiling. There you go, pretty easy to see. That is your first one on the rig. Once again on the rig, from spawn, go ahead and go left this time, and stay towards the edge of the rails that you would see right here. Keep going towards the end, and then jump on this yellow pipe, then look down, and bam, there is the eye for that. Next up, directly from this eye, just turn around, and you will see the doorway right here. This leads you to the Cargo Bay Lost Sector, aka Greg's home, where all DPS is tested. So go ahead and go into the Lost Sector. Once you're down here, you're going to go jump on a crate in the center of the room, and then look up and turn around. The next one is in the other Lost Sector on the rig. Just going to show it once again in case people are not familiar where the sector is, because almost no one goes in this one. So, you're going to go left off spawn, then turn right here. Sorry, turn right. Controls are hard. Go in this little doorway. and eventually you'll be in the Lost Sector. And once you get in here, make sure you pay attention to which doorway you go through, because there's a couple of them and it can be a little bit confusing. Nothing crazy. Just keep your eye on the prize. Keep going forward. Jump over this. And then, bam, you arrive to the eye on the right side of this doorway. So basically, look out for crates. Let's go with that. Alright, moving on. Finally, your last two eyes on Titan will be located deep, deep, deep in the arcology towards the Savathun Shrike. So you're going to head down this path. This is on the rig once again. Here's the map, just a reference. You're going to go the same path that you would for the Shrike. And there will be one eye basically to the left, which is where you would go to get through the Savathun Shrike. And then go about halfway through, where you're allowed to go through anyway without being on the Strike. Alright, once you pass this room with the acolytes, in the next doorway, you turn to your left, and then jump up. Alright, so there we go, we're back in the solarium. Unfortunately, you can't Sparrow in here. It's kind of annoying. So once you've reached the doorway, which will be here shortly in a second, you're going to go ahead and jump and then look behind you. Ready? So jump and then look behind you. There is the eye, and that is all the Savathun eyes on Titan. Next, we're going to move on to Mars. Alright, next up is Mars. Let's work on the top area first. We're going to start in Futurescape, immediately off spawn, go to your left, and there will be an eye right here in this building. Just look a little further up, there it is. There's your first eye. From there, head towards Anna in the building.
There's about to be a swarm of thrall on top of us.
Ignore the EP going on, smile. You're going to head towards Anna, and then once you're there, from the staircase, just look to the right. Up in the air, there it is. Now from there, you're going to head the opposite direction of Anna and start heading into the Clovis Bray Mine Lab area. There's going to be two here. One will be shortly ahead, and then the last one here will be all the way at the Rasputin door entrance. So for the first one here, you reach Aurora Reach, go to the balcony here, and then bam, there's an eye there. And from here, you're going to go all the way to the end to where Rasputin's door is. Alright, once you've arrived at the top, head towards the door. And then once you're near it, stand on the right side, and then look left. And bam, there you go. Kill a wizard, shoot an eye, And then you're done with the top half of Mars. Now we're going to move on to the bottom half. Just kidding, we had one more here to go. Sorry, I forgot. It's the Lost Sector one. So you're going to have to go to the left of spawn and head to the Hive Lost Sector over here. Luckily for this one, you can actually sparrow straight into it. Weird blinking light. Anyway. And then the eye is right here by the boss entrance. Alright, now that is the top half of Mars, and we'll move on to the bottom. Alright, so here we are in Glacial Drift, the bottom half of Mars. For this one, we're going to start by going to the left from spawn. And then you head into this building right here. Look up on your left side, and there's an eye. Now, immediately after you get that eye, come outside of the building and then head towards the right side. You're gonna sparrow here very briefly. And you can already see the eye. It is right there in the ceiling. Bam. Then from there, you're going to head into the Lost Sector on this half of the map, which is the Cabal one. And you're going to go all the way to the boss room entrance. Now I'm just going to cut the video and then get you in there because this is going to take forever. Alright, we've arrived at the boss room for the Lost Sector. Now, go ahead and kill the boss if you haven't already. And then from the chest, look directly up and then to your left. Oh, that's a blinding sun. Well, there's the eye, and now you're out of the sector. Let's move on. Alright, back here at Glacial Drift, you're going to go to the left from where you spawn. This is where you would go to do the Nokris Strike. However, instead of going to where Nokris is, you're going to be going to where the adventure for this ends, which would be just going kind of straight, and then instead of going to the right where you normally would for Nokris, you're going to take a left path. Hopefully I can sparrow just right through everything, just to show everybody real quick. There's some cursed thrall. Well, that's unfortunate. Anyway, so you head normally here, as you would in the strike, but instead of going right over there, you continue going left over here. Essentially, you're going to walk all the way to the end, as far as you can go. I believe this is where you actually start on Mars, like for the Warmind DLC, if that helps. But once you get to the end, the eye will be on a little cliff edge. As usual, you gotta look up. Any moment now, and bam, there it is, right there. Alright, now for the final one will be an Alton Dynamo, which I actually, for some reason, counted as bottom instead of top. That it really should be counted as top. So ignore my previous statements about, hey, we got all the top orbs, sneaky's an idiot. Alright, but in all seriousness, though, yeah, you're gonna head back to Futurescape. And then you're gonna head to your left. This would be, of course, going towards the Zol Strike. And you're going to head all the way into the lab until you reach the room where you would normally fight the Ogre sub-boss with the Valkyrie spawn, which would then lead to, of course, Zol. So I'm just going to cut all the way to there. I assume everybody knows how to actually get into the lab via the Zol Strike. Alright, so here we are on Alton Dynamo. Just to reconfirm, I didn't mean you have to start the Zol Strike to get in here. You do not. You can get in here on patrol. Just normally. So what you're going to want to do is go inside the first couple of doors. I believe the fourth door is the objective destination. So it is not this room. And it is not this next room. But it's the room after that. So you just keep going forward and then take one more door. So this is the room I was referring to, where the Ogre boss would spawn during the strike. From here, take a left. Bam, right there on the ceiling. And that is all the eyes on Mars. So let's move on. Next objective will be Io. Next up is Lost Oasis on Io, and Io as a whole. From a Lost Oasis spawn, go a couple of feet forward, and then look to your right. In the air, you'll see an eye. Then once you get that one, you're going to keep going forward a little bit. So this was where the public event would take place for the Cabal. Take a left right here, go under this tree, and you can already see it. The eye will be right there. Next, you're going to go on a little adventure for a 2-for-1. Go ahead and teleport yourself back to the beginning of the Oasis spawn just to make your positioning, I guess, memorable. You're going to just head straight. And then you're going to keep going forward until you hit the next load zone. And the first eye will be right there kind of in front of you. And after that, you're going to make a left to go even further down into the path, which you'll see in a second here. Alright, here's Terra Base, the new loading zone. As you arrive right here, you'll see the eye right in front of you. There it is. After you shoot that, go up here on the left, and you're gonna head inside. And then once you get to the little adventure zone, where normally you would hear voice lines about Savathun, that is where the last orb will be. It'll be to the right of the entrance, which you'll see in a second here. Look right. Bam. There it is. And that's all for this, so let's go on to the next section. Next up is the Rupture on Io. There's going to be 4 total here, 1 in each lost sector, and then 2 on patrol. As you can see, the first one is directly right next to you. When you spawn right by Asher, look up and kill the first eye. And then the second one will be you going forward to where the Cabal public event normally would be. You're going to go ahead and head down there. And then slide over a little bit to the right. And at this rampway, just kind of look up behind you, and you will see the eye right there. Alright, now for the lost sectors. Let's start with Apex Conduit first. Since you're right here after you kill the second eye, just head to the lost sector, which is in this corner right here. Alright, the Sparrow's not working out. Let's just go by foot. This eye will be at the center of the room. It'll be about where the boss would spawn for this. Alright, there we go. So just skip all these ads. They're meaningless. Just keep going forward. And then once you reach the blight area right here, the eye will be right above. Over there. Alright, now, so for those few that don't know how to get to the lost sector, I'll just show you real quick. Sanctum of Bones is to the left of the Rupture spawn. Go inside here. Again, you can just ignore all the ads if you want. If you want to kill them, go ahead. Climb up. Normally, you can just take the path forward as it's presented to you, but I'm going to take a shortcut. Jump on these little pillars if you want. Then you go straight to the center right here. Now, once you're here, whether you take this path or the normal path, you're going to see that ball right there. For reference, that is where the chest is with the Taken Knight boss, so it's to the left of that, right there. Alright, in terms of Giant Scar, directionally, there's only 2. One of them is extremely far away, though, so let's start with the small one. So you start on Giant Scar, go towards the public event. Nothing crazy. Go around under this bridge, to about right here. Turn around, look up. Eye is in the air right there. Bam. Then, what you're going to want to do is head towards where you came, but instead of going back to the spawn point, you're gonna just make a sharp right, and then you're gonna go into this base. A lot of you will probably remember this as a part of an adventure on Io. So you're gonna want to go inside the base. Keep going forward. And then at this point, get off, don't get sniped. Turn around, and bam, there is the eye. And that is all the ones at Io except for the Whisper mission, which carries the rest of them. So, alright, this is the Whisper mission. For those that don't know, that's how you get the Whisper of the Worm exotic. I know most people know that, but hey, you never know. Somebody might be watching that never owned Whisper and has no idea what I'm talking about. But, secret mission on Io. That's all you gotta know. So, you start like the beginning normally, and all 5 of these are inside this mission's jumping puzzle, which is basically before all the combat begins. So don't worry about you having to get 3 people to beat the mission or anything. So the first one's right here at the beginning of the jumping puzzle. Super simple, really easy to spot. Just get it and keep going forward. Alright, so once you're past that, go to your left. Bam, there's eye number 2, and then continue forward. And then once you hit the green room, you will see that there's an eye right there on the floor. Easy to spot. Bam, that's 3. Next, after that, immediately after getting that, turn around, go in this little crack, fall down, and you will find the 4th eye. And finally, keep going the normal path for the joke. Anyway, so like I was saying, you're going to want to go towards the Oracle puzzle. Just jump over here. And then you're going to look over here. There is the 5th eye in the Whisper mission, and that is all the eyes on Io. Alright, the final planet. Mercury is a pretty easy one. It's really small. However, unfortunately, I think the 2 that you need, the last 2 for this, are during the public event, where you need to travel to the spires respectively for each one. But let's start on the easy ones. So first off, go to Brother Vance at spawn, go back here, and there's the eye up in this corner. Then just head out and continue on. There's 3 more in patrol for 4 total, and then 4 in the lost sector. Go to your right when you exit that door. You'll see one right here in this tree. Very easy to spot. Shoot that. Keep going. Then you'll arrive here by the triangle thing. Look back at the statue right here. Bam, that's 3. Keep going forward and continuing your circle, basically. And you're gonna arrive in this area. And you'll see the last eye right here. Boom, that is 4. Then just turn back around and head to the lost sector right away after completing your lap. Pretend you're playing Mario Kart. So, go over here. Go in the sector. There'll be a bunch of goblins to kill. If you want to ignore them, if you want to kill them, go ahead. But anyway, first eye is right here in this little ceiling on the left. I'm just gonna keep going. Next up, second room. Look to your right. Eye in this corner. That's 2. And then finally, head into the boss room. One behind you when you enter, and then 1 in front of you, kind of, right above these snipers. That is 8 total for Mercury. The last 2, like I mentioned, are in the public event, which I guess I'll show you in about 4 minutes. With Top Tree Dawnblade and Thunder Crash. I'll show you guys that afterwards. I just want to show you guys the locations of the eyes beforehand. So for this one, it's actually above us on the ceiling. So we're going to do a little climbing first. Killed the guy. Dunked the ball. Alright, so once you're at the top, you kind of, you know, see it right there. Point blank. Alright, for the other island, because apparently blueberries can just screw you over and not let you do both islands. Unlucky. So anyway, you go to the left island. This one's much easier than the other one. This one's not on top of the structure. It's actually right here. And that is all the eyes on Mercury, which now just leaves the prophecy eyes, and then you're done. Alright, so here we are at the prophecy dungeon. This is the very beginning, other than, you know, the drifter ship where you take the portal. This is the very first room. What you're going to want to do is clear the first room. I already did that, see? And then after this first door opening, immediately as you enter the next room, look at the pipes. And by pipes, I mean over here. And there is your first eye. Alright, so here we are in the wasteland. This one's pretty simple. This is the spawn point for the wasteland. Use this Minotaur as reference if you want. Turn around, and you're gonna head towards this red area that you see to my left. Stay the course. You're gonna hit the other red area ahead of it. This is, I believe, Io. Basically, see this giant structure? Look for this. You could also go around this. You don't have to scoot up like me, but this is easy. And there you see it. There is the eye right there. And that is the eye of the wasteland. Next up is the cube room. Alright, here we are in the cube room. This is the room where you defeat the two final bosses, the two Centurions. So, in this room, let's use this very glowy ramp as reference. So what you want to do is climb to the ceiling. As you can see the things over there, you can just shoot it from here. Alright, so here we are on the second half of Ribbon Road. As you can see that, well, besides this vandal blocking it, there's the ending. The giant pyramid. Your goal is to get to the last small pyramid before going up there. And the eye will be under that pyramid. So this is how you do it. It's pretty much a straight path. Just watch for these pagan bumpers. And once you start getting close to the pyramid, so once you arrive at the last pyramid, as you can see right by the big one, you go down here. This is also where you get the secret chest, by the way, for people that didn't know. Go down here. This path leads to the secret chest, but for the eye, you look down. That's the fifth eye. Sorry, fourth eye. And there's a chest. I already got it this week, but there you go. That's eye number 4, and that leaves the 50th and final eye in the dungeon. So for the 50th and final eye, it's actually pretty damn annoying. So, as you probably guessed, the last eye is in the final boss room for the Prophecy Dungeon. The problem is, this room, as you probably know, actually rotates every time you exit the damage phase. And the issue with this is, the eye is only shootable in one specific rotation. And that rotation is this one. I guess people call this Saturn, because this looks like rings of Saturn. And that specific rotation is the only one that you can get the eye on. Which kind of sucks. The only way to do this is to start a damage phase for the boss, not kill the boss, and then rotate into that room, and then get the eye that way. There's no set order, so that means you can start your first phase and be teleported there, or you can start your first phase and be teleported into one of the other rooms. There's 4 total, I believe, so RNG is a bitch, and that's why this one's annoying. I'm just gonna cut to actually getting to this room after RNG and then show you where the eye is. Again, kind of sucks, but yeah, here we go. Alright, so here we are in the Saturn room. As you can see, I went through damage phases to get here because the boss health is not full. For reference, use this symbol to know where to go. Remember this symbol. So turn around and then look up. Really bad angle there, but there you go. And that is the 50th and final eye. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope this helps. We'll see what this unlocks. Maybe a catalyst. I don't know. But for completion's sake, I'm sure some people will find this helpful. And that's it for this one. Just stay tuned for the entire exotic quest. And I'll link this video in there as well. And that's about it. If this helps you, a like and a sub would be appreciated. And I'll see you guys next time.